You ever notice how we spend a lot of time worrying about things that never happen? I mean, raise your hand if you've ever lost sleep imagining a worst-case scenario that never even came close to reality. Yep, me too. But here's the thing. The Stoics knew this long before any of us did, and today we're going to explore 10 powerful quotes that can help you conquer your fears, master your mind, and live with purpose. So, grab a coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Number 1. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. How many times have you dreaded a conversation, a meeting, or some future event, only to find out later that it wasn't nearly as bad as you thought? Seneca was onto something when he said that we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Most of our worries exist in our minds, those what-ifs that spiral out of control. The Stoic mindset teaches us to separate what's real from what's imagined. Picture this. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, convinced that tomorrow is going to be a disaster. Then tomorrow comes, and guess what? You handle it like a boss. Why? Because most of the suffering happened before anything even went wrong. Seneca's quote reminds us that anxiety is often nothing more than a bad story we tell ourselves. And the good news is, you're the author of that story. You can change it at any time. Number 2. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Ever binge-watched a whole season of a show and afterward thought, where did my day go? Or maybe you scroll through social media, lose track of time, and suddenly it's midnight. Seneca hits us hard with this truth. We don't have a short life, we just waste so much of it. Now don't get me wrong, Netflix has its place, but the Stoic idea here is about being intentional with your time. Think about it. When you invest your time in things that don't matter, you're trading the most valuable currency you have, time. What if instead you used that time to pursue something meaningful? Whether it's learning, building relationships, or just taking a moment to reflect, time well spent brings fulfillment. Remember, it's not about cramming every minute with productivity, it's about making your time count. Number 3. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. All right, here's a fun one. You ever hear about that guy who invented sticky notes by accident? He was trying to create a super strong adhesive and failed. What stood in his way actually became one of the most useful tools for people everywhere. That's exactly what Marcus Aurelius is talking about. The obstacles we face often contain the very thing we need to move forward. Instead of seeing problems as roadblocks, Stoicism teaches us to view them as opportunities. When something doesn't go according to plan, don't ask, why me? But rather, how can I use this? That job rejection? Maybe it's the nudge you need to start that business you've been dreaming about. That failure? It's not the end. It's the path to something greater. The obstacle is the way. Number 4. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Here's a hard truth. You're going to die. We all are. But before you click away, hear me out. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our fear shouldn't be about the inevitable end, but about failing to truly live. How many people go through life just existing, going through the motions, waiting for the right time to live their dreams? Here's the kicker. There is no right time. Life is happening now. The Stoics embraced the idea of memento mori. Remember, you must die, not as a morbid thought, but as a motivator. You're alive right now. That's all that matters. So what are you waiting for? Start living boldly. Number 5. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Let's build on that last one. Fear of death paralyzes us. Seneca knew that if we're constantly terrified of what's coming, we're never going to make the most of the time we have. Think about it. You can't live fully if you're afraid of the inevitable. That's like spending your whole life driving with one foot on the brake. A great example is athletes who, despite knowing the risks, push themselves to the limit. Or entrepreneurs who risk failure to create something new. They understand the risk, but they also know that living in fear means never reaching their full potential. When you accept death as a part of life, you free yourself to actually live. Number 6. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. All right, you spill your coffee first thing in the morning, and the whole day is ruined. Sound familiar? Marcus Aurelius would laugh at that. Why? Because the coffee spill isn't the problem, it's your reaction to it. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the events themselves that cause us pain, but our judgment of them. In other words, you get to decide how much power any external event has over you. Spilled coffee, a rude comment, or even a major setback at work, they're only as big as you make them. The next time something goes wrong, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, it's not. Number 7. Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them. Building off the last point, let's dive into Epictetus' wisdom. He's basically saying, hey, life's not out to get you. It's your interpretation of life that's the problem. This is Stoicism 101. The world isn't good or bad, it just is. Think of it like this. 2 people lose their jobs. One person sees it as the end of the world. The other sees it as a new beginning, a chance to pivot to something better. Same situation, 2 completely different outcomes. The Stoic mindset helps us train our perspective. You can't control what happens, but you can control how you see it. That's where your power lies. Number 8. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? All right, we've all been there. Putting off our goals, waiting for the perfect moment to start that project, or finally hitting the gym next week. Epictetus throws cold water on all those excuses. How long are you going to wait? The Stoics were not about endless planning without action. They knew life doesn't wait. It's easy to coast along, convincing yourself that you'll make that change one day. But here's the deal. There is no one day. There's only today. This quote is a wake-up call to stop postponing your potential. Demand the best for yourself now. Start living up to your standards. Number 9. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, running late, and every car seems to be going slower just to annoy you. In this moment, you have 2 choices: lose your cool or stay calm. Here's the Stoic secret. The traffic isn't the problem. Your reaction is. Marcus Aurelius knew that true strength comes from controlling our minds, not external events. You can't change traffic, rude people, or unforeseen challenges, but you can control how you respond. When you master your mind, you master your life. You become unshakable. Number 10. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You know those people who seem to always get lucky? They land the dream job, meet the right person, or stumble into the perfect opportunity. But Seneca reminds us that luck isn't some mystical force. It's the result of hard work and preparation. When you consistently put in the effort, you position yourself to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. Luck is simply the meeting point of preparation and timing. The Stoic mindset here is clear. Don't wait around for luck to strike. Get prepared, work hard, and when opportunity knocks, you'll be ready. These 10 Stoic quotes aren't just ancient words carved into dusty stone. They're practical, actionable wisdom that can reshape how we think and live in the modern world. Whether you're seeking self-improvement, facing a challenge, or just trying to live a better life, Stoicism offers the tools to help you thrive. If you've found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. And remember, control what you can, let go of what you can't, and live with purpose. See you in the next video.